Pypliai Hillfort, towering in Kaunas district, is not only an impressive landscape feature, but also a silent witness to many centuries. Its slopes and summit recall the times when our ancestors lived here, defended themselves against enemies, and created their history. Let's embark on a journey through time and delve into the secrets of Pypliai Hillfort. The history of Pypliai Hillfort begins in ancient times, even prehistory. Findings from various periods suggest that life in the vicinity of Pypliai Hillfort existed as early as the Paleolithic, during the early Stone Age. The first deer hunters to arrive in Lithuanian territory set up camps precisely in this location. Although the exact time of the Hillfort's fortification is not unequivocally determined, archaeological research indicates that this place was inhabited as early as the first millennium. At that time, people chose naturally protected high places, hills, river bends, which they later additionally fortified with embankments and ditches. Pypliai Hillfort, located in a strategically important position very close to the confluence of the Nemunas and Nemunas Rivers, was perfectly suited for such a purpose. It is believed that Pypliai Hillfort was most actively used during the late Iron Age and early Middle Ages, roughly from the second half of the first millennium until the 14th century. During that period, Hillforts served not only as a defensive function, but were also centers of settlements, focal points, and social and religious life. Communities dwelled there, crafts developed, and trade took place. Even 3 Stone Age campsites were found near the Hillfort. The first was on the bank of the Nemunas below the Hillfort. The second was to the northwest of the first, closer to Kasagene, and the third was high on a terrace behind the Hillfort. During the period of the Grand Duchy of Lithuania, Pypliai Hillfort, like many others, maintained its strategic importance. Although Pypliai Hillfort is mentioned relatively rarely in hidden sources, its location near the confluence of the Nemunas and Nemunas allows for the assumption that it was an important part of the defensive system. At that time, Lithuania constantly fought with the Teutonic Knights and other enemies, so Hillforts were the main defense strongholds. On the summit of the Hillfort, there is a prominent mound that serves as an observation and enemy tracking point. If any enemy approached via the Nemunas River, information about it would be sent to the garrison of Kaunas Castle, located approximately 9 kilometers away. This was done with the help of fire and smoke signals. In ancient times, the Hillfort's platform was enclosed by a fence of upright logs. There were also huts for the castle guards. The function of the Hillfort might have been related to the defense of the Kaunas, and a sedentary agricultural life supplying the castle could have existed in the surrounding area. From the 15th to 16th centuries, with advancements in warfare technology and the emergence of masonry castles, the defensive significance of Hillforts gradually diminished. Pypliai Hillfort did not become a masonry castle, and, like many other wooden castles, it was abandoned and lost its primary function. However, it was not forgotten. Over the centuries, the Hillfort became an important symbol of local identity and heritage. Villages developed in its vicinity and land ownership changed, but the Hillfort itself remained unaltered. Local people have long cherished stories and legends about this place. Throughout the long history of the Hillfort, many tales and legends about the Pypliai have emerged. It is said that many have seen the evil flickering lights wandering near the Hillfort. Other legends explain that the Hillfort was built by Swedish or French soldiers carrying earth in their hats. Near the Hillfort, when digging a pit, remains of French weapons and drums were found. Legend has it that someone supposedly buried a pot of money in the Hillfort, but it brought no happiness to those who found the treasure. The house bought with it was destroyed by fire, and the finder himself died of unknown disease because the money was cursed. Many young people were curious to know what happened inside the Hillfort. Those who tried to dig the hill would dream of various frights at night, which would tell them to stop digging. People do not plough the Hillfort or its top, but one farmer snagged it with his plough. At that moment, a ringing sound was heard inside the Hillfort, and the horse pulling the plough fell dead. The frightened ploughman ran home. According to other legends, the Hillfort was built by Duke Pypliai, wishing to honour his heroic son who fell at the hands of the Crusaders. It has long been believed that as All Souls' Day approaches, the souls of the dead return to Earth, if only for a short time. They visit homes, cemeteries, and hill forts. In the late 19th and early 20th centuries, with growing interest in Lithuanian history, the first studies of Pypliai Hillfort began. More detailed archaeological excavations were carried out later, especially after the restoration of Lithuanian independence. During these excavations, remnants of cultural layers, pottery, and flint deposits were found, confirming the long and rich history of this site. Today, Pypliai Hillfort is a state-protected archaeological monument. It is not only a historical treasure, but also a popular visitor attraction in the Kaunas district. The area around the hill fort is maintained, with paths and information stands installed, allowing visitors easy access to the top of the hill fort and to admire the panoramic views of the Nemunas River. Pypliai Hillfort remains important for the local community and for all of Lithuania. Various events and celebrations are held here, and historical dates are commemorated. Students and scholars come here to learn about Lithuanian history live. The preservation and adaptation of Pypliai Hillfort for visitors is an ongoing process. It is important to continue archaeological research, uncover yet undiscovered secrets, and at the same time ensure that this unique place remains accessible to future generations. This obliges us to protect the structure of the hill fort, its cultural layer, and to inform the public about its history and significance. Pypliai Hillfort is not just about a hill, it is a living history book, every corner of which remembers thousands of years. Visit it, feel its energy, and touch Lithuania's past. It is a grand yet small page in Lithuanian history. On this YouTube channel, we try to introduce you to the extraordinary history of Lithuania. And now, thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel so you don't miss more videos like this about Lithuanian history. And now, see you in the next interesting documentary video.